For those of you who saw the illustrious factory tour here at Liebherr with my buddy Peter, Thomas has decided to join us because we promised you we were going to get a little bit more technical. It was an overview of production and everything else in the facility. Thomas, he won't tell you this, but he's kind of in charge over here in production, right? Are you in charge?
A little bit.
Oh, he'll tell you. He'll tell you. But we want to go into more detail about what that actually means. So you see these young men working behind us. Thomas, as we go through the process of making sure that these machines are perfect for every single customer, every step of the process is so very important. Would you mind defining a bit of the rigorous process that goes into making sure these machines are perfect and ready to go?
Yeah, first of all, we have to make sure that all the assembly units, the pre-assembly units are in really, really high quality. For example, here you can see a machining head that we built in our other department in the assembly or the pre-assembly area. And to make sure that these really complex units have all the quality that they require, we do really, really a lot. So first of all, you have to set up them mechanically in a really high precision to make sure that all the components are aligned. And when I'm talking about aligned, I mean aligned within microns. We are talking about fine tolerances over there. And then every of our components, every head, every table, everything is going into a test center where we collect all the data out of these heads that we have, and we make kind of a digital fingerprint of these units. And with all these information, nowadays we are able to find almost any problem we have with material, during the installation process. So if there are any screws that are not tightened up, we can find it in the digital fingerprint to make sure that everything that goes down to the production area here, to the final assembly, is in high quality. And it's not just for this area here, we do these components for all over the world. So if you want to have a machining head like this in, for example, South America, and you want to have it on your machine, it has to be perfect on the first time. Mm-hmm. You have not the possibility to go over there and say, oh, okay, we did a mistake. We have to send it back to Campton and do it again. So it has to be perfect. And that's our mission, to make it as good as possible for the first time.
How are you able to micron precision, as you say, and we know how tight a micron is, how are you able to find so many different areas and make sure that they are perfect before it ever leaves?
Well, there are a huge amount of steps to be controlled. And first of all, it's all about our technical guys here. They are really brilliant in what they are doing, and they know exactly to what they have to be careful and where they have to align which component. Well, we do have a lot of information how this has to go, because the machine in itself, there are so many components to have to be perfect, aligned to each other. And that's what they are doing. They really know how to align the column to the counter column onto the table, and that's their daily job. And this won't be possible to automate it within the next, I don't know, 10, 20 years probably, because these guys are really, they have a very high level of skill to make this. And sometimes it's a hammer like this one to adjust the last microns. But sometimes it's tools, sometimes it's very old techniques like scraping, where we scrape out the last microns of a part, and that's where we make sure that the final product in itself, it works perfectly.
Speaking of the final product and making sure that it works perfectly, do we have a cell that we can show the audience that might be running as you do that rigorous testing?
Yeah, of course. Let's go.
Let's take a look. Well, in between takes, I had to beg Thomas to let us see this machine because there's so many components that we are not allowed to see. And with that, thank you so much, by the way, we are allowed to see this beautiful automation cell as we continue to improve the processes for all of you out there. Thomas, I'll let you take it away. We just went over the details of how to make the machines perfect for everyone out there, and now we have one running. Let's talk about exactly what's being shown here.
Exactly. So once the machines are done in the production line, they are coming into one of those boxes, and if it's a special setup like this one for the customer with 2 machines and a robot cell, then we have the possibility to set up it here to test it really into depth, that when it leaves the factory to the customer's place, we really make sure that everything's working fine. the automation is working, the machines are working, they have the quality they have to make, and this is the time we take for our production process to make sure that everything's fine.
Now we're standing in 20,000 square meters of production space. That was made in 2011. What I love about this story that you're sharing right now with this, I'm not sure if the camera captures just how large this robot and how these two cells of machines are, but you actually have the space to make sure that when you're putting these machines together, it's not a guessing game. It's not, well, we assume it's gonna work. Let's just go ahead and give it to the customer. You're running tests, rigorous tests to make sure that when the machine arrives to the customer on day one, this thing is working for people.
That's right. Our customer, he doesn't have the time to I don't know, to make some experiments with this.
It's not their job anymore, is it?
They want to have it, they want to buy it, they want to have it in their factory. They produce till one day, and then we have a few days or weeks until our system is running, and we have to make sure that after that time the machine really makes it hot, because otherwise our customer gets in troubles, and that's what we don't want to make.
No, that's going to be worse going into the future. I mean,
exactly.
15, 20 years ago, we used to take a machine, drop it onto the factory floor and say, good luck, figure it out. But these days, everything has to be turnkey. And Liebherr is a global leader in that, because when you're dealing with gears, the artwork, the complexities that go into gears and making sure that it's perfect, that's the partnership that the folks out there get when working with the technical know-how of a company that started in 1949.
Exactly, and we want our customers to be happy, because otherwise they won't buy our machines a second time, and that's what we are doing since years. So we have customers with us for like 40 years, and they are still buying machines from us. And well, the market's changed, the precision is going up, and then that's where things change. But it's still the partnership between the customer and Liebherr. That's fine.
I was gonna end this conversation, but you're stuck with me now, buddy, because you just brought up longevity. I heard a rumor that you have a machine, and this probably isn't the only story like this because of your quality and longevity, but a machine that's been running since 1978. That was the same year I was born, and it's just now, small little out of tolerances and ready to buy a new machine. I mean, that's over 4 decades of quality. I bring that up, and you can confirm or deny, totally up to you, but I bring that up for everyone out there who's looking to make an investment. What kind of payback do you think happens to a machine that lasts 4.5 decades for you or more before it starts to lose tolerance? Think about how much money you're making, and Liebherr is going nowhere. They've been around a long time to make sure service and support as a global entity is taking care of you. How much of that did I get right?
Yeah, that's pretty much right. I talked to the customer myself, though it's not a rumor, it's totally right. And well, it's a big invest, those machines, but if they last for decades, I mean, it's an important thing if it's broken after 10 years and you don't get any support, or if they last for 30 years and you still have the possibility to have support or remanufacture the machine or whatever. So yes, you're right, that's it.
That's incredible. I don't even know how you get parts and components for a machine that's over 40 years old. That's crazy.
It's not always that easy.
I'm sure it's not. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that. I just have to deal with the interviews. Thank goodness you get to deal with that. Thomas, thank you so much for your time. Thank you all. If you have any questions and you want to get more detailed or more technical, Thomas is always available here at Liebherr. Leave a comment. We'll make sure your questions get answered and make sure that you are taken care of. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you again soon.